Woohoo! Tally-ho, chaps! This is 1942 on the Amstrad CPC. Welcome everyone to another NRG gameplay from me, your host, Novabug. And yes, this was released in 1986 by Elite Systems on the Amstrad, a conversion of the popular arcade that came out in 1984 by Capcom, one of Capcom's first breakthrough hits, one of their first big hits, which spawned a very, very long franchise of the 1942 series. And here we go. First impressions straight away are rather basic. Now, you can appreciate what they've attempted to do here. They've really attempted to try and stay faithful to the arcade, not change things up too much. Here we go. You should still get the bonuses when you hit the red planes. There we go. Got the power up, and oh yeah, I've doubled me firepower, which is great. But the background is extremely sparse, extremely basic. Lots of blue sea, and it's just a solid colour. Could have done a little bit more of that. And you've got a gameplay. The gameplay area is also quite restricted with a huge, very garish HUD at the side there with bright yellows and greens. Now, I like bright yellows and greens, but it's very distracting, I think. And they've really gone for the brighter end of the colour palette here on the Amstrad. A little bit of colour clash in there as well, fortunately, with the backgrounds. I mean, they've gone for the mode 0 here, which is appropriate. I think it's the right way to do it. They haven't gone for the 4-colour mode, so to keep the resolution down, they've gone for the high colour mode, so the resolution does lack a little bit, especially in some of the early games from the Amstrad. Early arcade conversions did suffer from this a bit, a little bit blocky, and a little bit basic on the graphical level of things. Sound effects also okay, sparse, a bit poppy, just this kind of thing for the fire. Explosions, not too bad. It could be a little bit more impressive, a little bit, again, a bit basic. Oh, there you go, big plane coming through. One thing I've found is tricky sometimes is you can see the bullets coming off there, the mid-boss as it were. Tricky to spot. Very small, orange colour, so they are contrasting well with the blue background, I guess. And, you know, the enemies generally do look fine. Their movements are quite erratic sometimes, which is good, because sometimes they don't always follow the same patterns. There is patterns to it. But as you progress through the levels, they get quicker, more frequent, different patterns as well, and all that. And that's the first stage done. Bonus 5,000 points. How lovely. And off we go again. There is a 2-player mode available on this, which is turn by turn, life by life. Oh, that geezer, I just got the loop out there. Nice little function. They have actually put the loop in. The loop-de-loop function that was on the original arcade, that is there for you. The power-ups are all there. I mean, they've attempted admirably to go for what the arcade has got. But it's all come out rather basic, rather simplistic. And we haven't even got to... Oh, hello, good power-up here, the escort. Yes, that's nice. Really nicely done. It seems to perform better when you've got this power-up as well. The whole game seems to... Oh, okay. Yeah, took that bullet right in the schnoz. Let's go again, shall we? Nice little sound effect there for the loop-de-loop. It's annoying. It's a bit... portamento sort of bendy sound that's a bit off-putting. But it's not too bad. Like I said, some of the green planes certainly do clash sometimes with the greenery of the land when you go over land masses. Not that there's many of it. Oh, God, that was crap as well. Ploughed straight into that bloke. But generally, the problem doesn't really lie with the graphics so much, or the sound. It's admirable. It's enough. It's not shoddy. The problem is with the general game speed. It looks kind of nice, but the responsiveness is pretty lackluster indeed. The firing is quite sporadic. Sometimes I'm pressing the button and I'm not actually firing. That's annoying. Very annoying. it doesn't have the responsiveness you would want from a shoot 'em up, certainly not, and it can be very frustrating when you're trying to shoot away at something and then you've got to get out of the way because it ain't going to shoot right, and I don't know, it's a little bit plodding. I suppose that's the best word to use, bit plodding. See, they sorted this out in 1943 on the Amstrad, where it doesn't suffer from this. These problems that 1942 does, and a lot more detailed graphically as well, and it's got special effects. But we'll come to that in a later NRG. Oh, he's just destroyed one of my bloody escort blades, you bastard! These guys are really difficult to hit as well because they're spraying the. Just evaded that with a loop. They're spraying their bullets, and you can't really destroy them that easily, which is really annoying. But it's it's okay. It's okay to play if you can put up with it a little bit meandering around a bit, and all that bloody blue and grey. There's a lot of solid base colours here that's kind of funny on the eyes after a while. So in short bursts, this is okay to play, and it's it's a fair attempt at an arcade classic. It could have been a lot better, as its sequel proved. On the Amstrad. The scrolling. Now, I'm talking about the scrolling. It's okay for the Amstrad, to be honest. It's not massively jerky. It's quite smooth. It's not the smoothest. As any Amstrad fan knows, the scrolling takes quite a bit to do on the Amstrad, and it's not bad at all. There's not much to scroll, to be honest. It's rather basic environment. So, and of course the game screen is small, so when there's a lot of sprites on screen, it doesn't really seem to change speed either. It's still the same sort of plodding, sort of sluggish movement. I suppose that's a good thing in a way, because it doesn't actually change. It doesn't get any faster. It doesn't get any slower, even when there's a lot of sprites on screen. So that's a positive there. I'd say I'd give it about 50% because it's tried to do the arcade. It's an admirable attempt, but it is lacking in graphical department, lacking in sound a bit. I think that sounds not too bad, to be honest. But generally, the sluggish nature of the gameplay and the controls are, unfortunately, what lets it down. It's a bit of a pity because the sequel is so good on the Amstrad, and the original was fantastic as well. So the programmer Dominic Wood did a good attempt. Good attempt, Dom. Nice attempt. So Elite Systems didn't shame themselves of this, certainly. It was certainly playable back in the day. Oh, got a bomb there, that was nice. But could have been a little bit faster, a little bit more responsive, and I would accept the lackluster graphics if that was the case, if it wasn't a little bit more responsive. But it's pretty good. It's a pretty admirable attempt, as I keep repeating myself. Oh dear. And also the repetitive nature of it is, well, as you can see, we're on the third, fourth level here, and it's still the same environment. Nothing changes. The patterns of the enemies do get harder. There's more bullets and all that business. But that's me dead. So there you go. 1942 by Elite Systems on the Amstrad CPC, released in 1986. Not bad, but not great, is generally the summary I would give. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Novabug. Out. Hello.